Welcome to the desert. One final time here tonight in the Galaxy Truck Series here on JCTV for the In the Pits News 150 miles around this short mile long oval. We'll get you set and preview it all tonight here for the final race of the Galaxy Truck Series season. I'm Eric Wineland. As always, welcome back to the broadcast. Hope you guys are doing well, staying safe out there, staying healthy. And I'd like to welcome in my broadcast partner tonight, Josh Coppernoll. Josh, welcome back for yet another race. This time it's the finale, and we get to enjoy some Truck Series action one last time for the Galaxy Truck Series here in 2020.
Yeah, Eric, I am super excited for the race tonight, but I'm also really sad. Sad that the season has come to an end. It's been such a great season. Been happy to have been the broadcaster all season long. So it's been a great season, but looking forward to this one tonight and to finally crown a champion officially.
So that's right. Little leeway into our pre-race interview will be our in-race reporter tonight, Alonso Chocano, who is your 2020 champion-elect. But tonight we get to officially crown that championship to him as the season concludes. Josh, I believe you have Alonso Chocano for this pre-race interview.
Yeah, Alonso, it's been a great season for you. You started off strong and have pretty much led the points all season long. You get to officially be crowned champion tonight. How has it sunk in yet? I mean, you've clinched a few weeks ago, but has it actually sunk in that you are the 2020 Galaxy Truck Series champion?
I don't know. Honestly, I mean, obviously, I knew it was a possibility a few weeks ago, and then when you guys and Cam told me when we were racing at the Roval, it kind of took me by surprise. I didn't know it could happen that early, but it's crazy, man. Like I guess it really hasn't sunk in yet because it is kind of unbelievable that I can go into these races and not have to worry about points.
Now, not having to worry about points is definitely nice for sure. Tonight, you still have one trophy to go chase, and that is the race win. Are you going to be more aggressive out there trying to get a win, or just kind of be conservative, ride, and make sure that truck is in one piece to go out and do some burnouts tonight to celebrate the championship?
Yeah, I feel like I'm just gonna do what I have been the past 2 weeks. I feel like it's worked pretty well. Kansas just didn't go to plan. I feel like we had a really fast truck there, but unfortunately got involved in an incident. But the past 2 weeks, man, like Texas and Martinsville, I just kind of went into it for like the first two stages, just take it easy, kind of ride around, let people be aggressive around you, and kind of try to stay away from trouble. At Martinsville, obviously, that was pretty hard to do, but just try to be there for the end. And I feel like that's something I want to do again today, just try to qualify good, but if someone wants to pass you, just let them, because you're in no rush. You just kind of want to be there for stage 3 and try to compete for the win. So I feel like you might not really know what I have here tonight until stage 3.
Alrighty, well, we're about to get qualifying underway, so we'll let you go get prepared for that. We'll definitely be talking to you some more tonight, as you are the in-race reporter and, of course, the 2020 champion. So good luck tonight, and see you in a bit.
All right, guys, I'll see ya. Thank you.
And Eric, that was Alonso Chocano, the 2020 champion. Really looking forward to what he can do tonight.
Yeah, Alonso locked that championship up way back at the Roval. Again, the Galaxy Truck Series still getting its feet underneath it throughout this season. It's only a half season, as we've documented over the weeks, continuing your coverage of this series. So to see how far it's come is great. This will be a great cap off for the half season they've had. And I mean, Alonso was he was great throughout, right? I mean, Josh, he consistently finished each race in the top 10. I mean, he maybe had a few hiccups along the way, so it still proves the point of, in the old championship format, consistency is always key, right?
Yeah, definitely. That is, the thing that is different from the way that the current real life point system works is, staying consistent, like you said, being up front, that wins you championships. Whereas, the way that the current point system is, you basically win a race and you can sit back until the playoffs start. And then once the playoffs start, really go out and shine. But he's been consistent all season long, and it proved very early that he was one to watch for the championship.
Yeah, so we'll get to see him here turning his first qualifying laps. Josh, just setting the stage for tonight, the final race for these guys. Everyone wants to go out there and win, right? The bragging rights are going to last for the longest amount of time here, all the way up to the start of next season.
Yeah, definitely, and that's the biggest thing, is he will have the bragging rights of being the champion. He can say that he's the first champion in the Galaxy Truck Series, and be able to use that as motivation and momentum to go out in 2021 and try to chase another one.
Absolutely. Want to take our time here to welcome in one of our other partners here in the broadcast booth, our pit reporter tonight, Cameron Caldwell, so graciously joining us, giving us a scoop of what's going on with our drivers tonight in our series finale, or excuse me, season finale. So Cameron, welcome aboard yet again to the JCTV booth. Glad to have you here with us.
Yeah, glad to be here. Should be a good one.
So I'll jump right into it since we're getting ready for this thing. Are you expecting a lot of chaos tonight? Or are we going to see some action, or a pretty tame race in your eyes?
Well, after last week where it was very busy, we'll say, very chaotic. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a little bit of that again, because we see on the backstretch how it fans out. They can go 5, maybe 6 wide, and then they have to all fit in there in a turn 3, or maybe can go 2 wide. So I'm sure we'll see some action going on there, and especially turn 4, because turn 4 is really loose here, especially on new tires. So could happen anywhere.
Absolutely. Well, we want to say thank you for joining us here in the booth again this week, and for being the pit reporter. We look forward to the stories you'll be able to bring us, the new dynamic we have here on JCTV. Absolutely exciting to see what we will hear tonight. Josh, qualifying just wrapping itself up. Not too many drivers left here in the final 2 minutes to turn times, and I'm honestly surprised the name at the top of the board, Brian Haynes, who was talked about quite a bit at Martinsville. He had a decent short track truck there, and he's showing some great short run pace here in qualifying.
Yeah, definitely. Not somebody that we really talk about a lot, but he was really great at Martinsville last week, and not slowing down with that short track speed he showed us last week.
So it would be exciting to see. We see the 99 here of Carl Felver turning his 2 laps of qualifying. First lap puts him 13th on the board. Unfortunately, slowest that have turned times, but generally, from the trend of watching qualifying here in our end, it looks like the second lap has been the faster of the 2 laps for a lot of drivers. Takes a moment for 1 lap for those tires to be able to come in tonight. It'll be exciting to see what Felver does here. He is the second to last of the drivers out there right now. Michael Kruger in the 81, the other driver taking some time now. Felver goes to 12th. He only able to improve 1 position. Not what he wanted in a qualifying effort. 27.6 puts him 12th of 13 that have taken time. 22 total drivers taking the green flag tonight here in the Galaxy Truck Series. want to take a moment to welcome our other partner here in the JCTV booth, Cameron Stone. Stone, I'm so glad to have you back. Give us a little insight on what these guys think like as truckers, how you went out there and ran your heart out against Costarellos last week in Martinsville. How much is he going to bring to the table on a similar short track in Phoenix?
Well, I can tell you from experience last week, Costarellos is no joke. The guy's got speed. He's got all the experience he needs. He can hold you off even if you do have the fresher tires or possibly even the better truck. He's going to be a force to be reckoned with here tonight, especially. Let's see, where's he? He's going to be starting. Where do they got him right now?
Costarellos is second.
All right, starting on the outside, yeah. Starting on the outside pole, he's going to be a force to be reckoned with all night. He's going to be probably up front, contending for these stage points. Probably contending for the win as well.
All right, well, we'll go ahead and get into our picks to win here on JCTV for the final race of the Galaxy Truck Series season, the In the Pits News 150, coming to you live here on JCTV. First, we're going to start with our pit reporter so that way he can get off to start reporting from pit road. Cameron Caldwell, who do you see winning tonight?
I think the champ's going to get it done. I think I'll have a good piece.
So Caldwell taking the 25 of Alonso Chocano. Cameron, we wish you the best of luck down there on pit road. Well, I would say stay dry, but we don't have rain here in the sim. But stay safe down there, and hopefully you don't get too cold. It's a little chilly down here in the virtual Phoenix Raceway. Go ahead and head over to Cam Stone. Cam, who you taking as your pick to win tonight for the In the Pits News 150?
Well, looking at who we've got on the grid right now, I'm going to go with the pole sitter, Brian Haynes. He showed a lot of speed last week, as we've already covered, and I think he's going to be in the best position here. Track position is going to be important all night, so I'm going to go with the 86.
Alrighty, and I'll head over to my partner here on JCTV, Josh Coppernall. Who we taking to win tonight's race? Who do you see getting it done?
Originally I was thinking Rich Petrucco, but you know what? I'm going to go with Cody Bird. He's really good in the truck series. He starts forward tonight. He's definitely hungry to get a win. I think Cody is going to get it done.
Absolutely. Expecting a lot of good things out of the 54 of Cody Bird in his final truck series start for the season. Not sure if he'll be back full-time next year, as he does have a full-time ride in the Cup Series. I'm going to go ahead and take our outside of the front row, Jimmy Costarellos, last week's winner at Martinsville, to win tonight's race. Going to be interesting to see what he can do from that second position, having a nice pit stall exit down there at the exit of pit lane show to help him out. Going to go quickly through our qualifying order. Brian Haynes snags his first pole of the Galaxy Truck Series season. And actually, the lights are off the pace truck, so we're going to go ahead and get underway. Costarellos flanking him to his outside, followed by Shartner, Bird, Petrucco, Chocano, Gwilt, Slavoski, Probst, and Brown. Your top 10. The green flag on the season finale of the Galaxy Truck Series is in the air. One final time for these truckers here at Phoenix.
It was a great start on the outside line by Costarellos. He's actually going to pull ahead and clear Brian Haynes to take the lead on the initial start of the race. Great start by him. He leads by over a truck length.
Brian Haynes getting jumped off the line there. Costarellos to the lead. Shartner follows and settles into third there, followed by Petrucco, and Cody Bird making some noise after a great qualifying effort in that 54 truck. Finds himself in fifth. Top five after one lap. It's got to be looking pretty good for him, Mr. Stone. There's a lot of fanning out back there in the back of the pack.
Yeah, we're going to see that all night on these restarts. These guys are going to get 4, maybe even 5 wide on that wide back straightaway. Going to be a big precursor to what we'll see tomorrow night in the Cup race. These guys are going to give it all they got early because, as we know, this track position, dirty air and aero is going to play a big role in this race.
See a lot of battling going on back here, but I want to look at this battle here for a second. Here goes Andrew Shartner in the 10 on the inside of our pole sitter. Moves Shartner up to second place. What a great start for that 10 truck. Only 4 laps in, and he finds himself chasing our leader, Jimmy Costarellos, already.
Andrew Schartner is one that I am surprised has not found himself in victory lane this season. He runs strong every single week, and yeah, he's running great right now and looking to chase down Jimmy K.
So Costarello says 4 truck lengths over Schartner there. Haynes settles behind in 3rd to settle into the run. Petrucco now running 4th. Chocano moved himself up ahead of Cody Bird for 5th, and Chocano looks to be looking for more down here. Huge cut of the dog leg, and that's what we're going to see all night, right, Cam? Just absolutely anywhere you can race on this racetrack, even below that yellow line through the corners.
Yeah, ever since they reconfigured this track, they put asphalt everywhere. There used to be grass on the inside of turn 3 and 4. There used to be grass to the inside of the kink on the backstretch. But now they've just put asphalt everywhere. These guys are going to use every inch of it that they can. You get a good run on a guy that gets loose off of turn 2, you're going to see him dive down to the inside of him and contest it into 3.
And that's something unique here on iRacing even is you notice the Phoenix configuration we have here on the sim isn't quite what we have in real life. Thanks to things like a pandemic outside that have halted the iRacing's ability to get out there to laser scan the new configuration, means we still sit here on the slightly older configuration of Phoenix Raceway. So the start-finish line is actually on the straightaway on what used to be the front stretch in real life is still the front stretch here in the sim. So this is turns 3 and 4 over here. 1 and 2 is the tighter, more banked side. Josh, I'll throw it over to you here. How different is this track on both ends of this raceway? I know 1 and 2 is a little more banked than 3 and 4. It seems to be a little tighter.
Yeah, this track 3 and 4 is flatter, and gotta really get up against that yellow line to get a good corner through there.
So apologies there. I believe we had a little brownout on the stream, a little disconnect. But welcome back into the booth. The booth, excuse me. See, I believe we have recovered up here. Sorry for those technical difficulties, but anyways, Cam, go ahead with what you were going to say there.
Yeah, for the NASCAR connoisseurs among us, if you've run many laps at the Pocono Raceway, the best way to kind of make an analogy between the two tracks is, turn 1 and 2 here at Phoenix is kind of like the tunnel turn at Pocono, and then the wide, flat turn 3 is kind of the way you feel going into 3 and 4 at this track. Just completely different, really, on both ends. And the interesting thing about 1 and 2 is that the banking in the corner is somewhere between 8 and 9 degrees, and the banking on the exit of the corner, where you're actually on the back straightaway, is 12 degrees. So you actually get extra banking after you finish the corner. So you can get a lot more speed on the exit of that one than you can really carrying it into the corner.
So we ride on board here with the 17 of Craig Fryer. He just made a move on, I believe, Rich Petrucco. Petrucco going backward quickly after being up there in 4th. He's fallen back to 12th. Not sure what happened to the 27. Maybe you can get a report on that from our pit road reporter Cam Caldwell here this evening. As we see...
I've been watching Craig move up to the field, and he's been using the outside in 3 and 4 and just getting a run on the guys in front of him down the front, and he just clears them going into 1. And so he's been moving up. He lost a few spots on the start, but he's made all of them up and then some.
So we sit and watch this 17 truck moving forward. Thank you, Cam. Currently under fire a little bit from behind from Jeremy Boucher. Michael Kruger following there behind as well. But Josh, we've seen the 27 fall, and I'm honestly really surprised that this early in the race he is going backward.
Yeah, that's not like Rich Petrucco at all. We're used to seeing him run up front. He has a lot of wins in the truck series this season as it is, but I've been really keeping an eye on him and just watching all these guys get around him, and he's definitely struggling tonight. See if maybe later he can make a change to his truck to maybe free it up or tighten it up, depending on his issues, and help ultimately go on to get a better finish.
The battle for 4th is on here. Actually, the battle for 2nd just concluded. Haynes got back by Schartner Wasn't in our picture there, but we're watching the battle for fourth here. Chocano, your 2020 champion-elect, just got by, I believe that was Cody Bird. Now Bird under fire from Zach Probst back here for the 5th spot. Currently, Bird hanging on to it. Probst hanging on his outside. Cam, I mean, is this race going to open up in terms of lanes for these drivers? Are we going to see these guys use a second lane like Zach Probst is trying here?
I don't really see that happening. I think the inside line is going to be the preferred lane the entire time. Early in the run, when you're on fresh tires, you can, just like Probst is doing, you can carry more speed when you're running the middle of the track in 3 and 4, get more speed down the front and really eat guys up that way. Later in the run, when the right rear starts to wear off, you're going to want to be running the shortest line around the racetrack to get the best times.
So keep an eye out, see how long Probst can mount his challenge up here on the top, especially not being able to cut the dog leg as much as you see Cody Bird there do. Another pit report here from Cameron Caldwell.
So before this race, I talked to a few guys during the race, asked them about their tire strategy since we had tire sets in the series. And a lot of them are going to try to save a set for the end and try to stretch these tires this whole stage. So I'm wondering if Rick Petrucco is doing that and just trying to save his tires now and make a run towards the end.
That's a good point.
The interesting thing about that call for me is that you see Rich Petrucco running way back in the field, probably, like you said, saving tires. And then you've got his teammate, Jimmy Costarellos, who's just out front and pulling a gap away from everybody. Shartner's running in 3rd as well. He's on the same team. So a little bit of different strategy coming from inside the same camp there.
That's a good point. There's only 3 sets of tires remaining in the pits for these guys. They started with 4 total. Josh, I believe you saw the 54 have a moment here.
I'm not exactly sure what happened. I just saw him down on the wall. He's going straight now, but a ton of damage on his left rear. Just behind, yeah, right in the back. Still not 100% sure what happened to him.
Oh, we catch it late there. See if we can do a quick little live replay here. I believe he's just gonna, he's just gonna get loose off turn 4. He ends up in a death
it's got
wall.
a little.
How hard is that to
got a little
save?
extra wheel in that car, trying to stay off the guys to his outside. I can tell you from experience practicing this week, both in the truck and in the Cup car, when you lose it off of turn 4, it's pretty much gone. There's nothing you can do about it, and the only thing that you can do to save it is to just kind of use the inside wall to straighten the car back up. You're going to get damaged somewhere. So that was about as good as it's going to get there for Cody Bird.
So minimal damage there for Bird. He even maybe scrapes the wall on entry there. I tell you what, the guy to watch right now in my eyes is this 23 coming up through the field here. Slovoski, I mean, he's only gained 2 spots from the start, but he's been consistently ticking off the fastest lap times as we have a yellow on the speedway.
Looks like Carl Felver had an issue there. Go back and see what happened to him, but 99 truck showing as the number 98 on stream.
Must be a Grant Angfinger fan. Grant going for a championship tonight. Actually, over on Fox Sports right now. So we're watching the replay here to see what happens to Felver. He got a little help, I think.
It looks like he just hit that apron, got a little loose, and then got tagged from behind.
Yeah, that one there starts. Carl gets on the apron, gets loose, and maybe who is that in the 9? Is that Princeton?
Alex Princeton.
Yeah, Alex Princeton probably could have helped him out a little bit there, but probably didn't know he was going to back up to him that quick.
Pit stops now happening for part of the field. Only a couple guys coming down. Remember, these guys are a little limited on their tire sets tonight. And I tell you what, the first that I see on pit road is this guy right here, Zach Probst.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see if he's actually taking tires here. I don't see the jack going under the car, so probably coming in to get some fuel.
He only stopped 10 seconds stationary in his box. Looks like it was just a fuel-only stop for the 62. Cam, how far can these trucks go on a full fuel run?
From testing earlier, I believe these guys can make it about 75, 77 laps on fuel. So from this point, lap 25, he might be setting himself up. Yeah, he's setting himself up to make it to the end of stage 2 without stopping again. So that's a pretty smart strategy for him to go ahead and take some fuel right there, shore himself up if he's going to try to save tires for the last stage.
Do you foresee anyone go ahead and save any sets of tires through these stage yellows? First stage coming up here in 20 laps on lap 45. Second stage is at lap 90. Is anyone going to try to save a set for potentially a late race yellow?
Well, I can tell you probably Alonso Chocano is going to do that. Seeing Rich Petrucco kind of run deep in the field makes me think he's probably leaning that way as well. And of course, Zach Probst coming in, getting that fuel right there. He's probably setting himself up to not pit during these stage cautions.
And I'd like to add on to that. Last week we saw Zach Probst and his teammates at Martinsville. They didn't pit at the end of stage 1. They stayed on the same set of tires that they started the race on all the way until the end of stage 2 when they finally all pit for the first time. Wonder, again, if that's something that we're going to see out of Zach Probst. He was running great last week on that strategy, so very interesting to see if he's going to do that same type of thing here tonight.
Be interesting to see. Got a short report from Cam Caldwell in the pits. Report on the 27 of Rich Petrucco. Looks like he was just getting a little bit of tight, Cam said. And unfortunately, he was just taking it easy and letting guys go for now. We'll look to see if Petrucco can maybe capitalize on this restart. Tires cool off. And give these guys another shot at some side-by-side action. Gonna restart the race with 123 laps remaining in the event. Just under 20 laps to go in this first stage. Costarellis, your leader, still from Brian Haynes, the pole sitter, to his outside. Andrew Schartner riding third. Chocano up to fourth. Logan Slovoski has moved up to fifth ahead of Charlie Brown in sixth. Green flag back in the air. Costarello's going to go really early there off of turn 4 and get himself a nice lead. The 15 truck has a 2 truck length lead down into turn 1.
Great restart there by Andrew Schartner as well. He's going to clear Brian Haynes and keep the second spot, but he's actually got a lot of pressure now on the inside from that dog leg. Still clear going into turn 3 though, but he is going to have pressure from behind.
And there's the guy you told us to watch for, number 23, running in 4th right there. Slovoski charging his way through this field. Now he's going to put some pressure on Brian Haynes.
Chocano just did the biggest over-under move I think I've ever seen at a racetrack. Yeah. He ended up way out of the groove out of 4, and somehow he just crossed over Charlie Brown.
Alonso is definitely being aggressive here early on. Just trying to race up front. Looks like Charlie Brown runs wide, so Alonso's actually going to claim the 5th spot and be able to run away with it. Not quite though, as he's actually got the 17 of Greg Fryer rather, coming with him.
Gwilt got himself out there in no man's land off of turn 4 of the 37 truck, way up high. He's trying to, I don't know if he's trying to rubber in the top or what, but he seems a little out of the groove to be running the top right there, Cam.
Yeah, if you miss the top, or if you miss the lane off of turn 4 there, nothing but marbles is just going to shoot you out to the wall. And then when you get to turn 1, if you're not down there in the dark patches of asphalt, the car's just going to slide out on you. Best thing for him to do here is just fall in line. That's what he's going to try to do, fall in front of Michael Kruger.
Side by side, look at Joey P. King moving up on Charlie Brown. Charlie's got himself out of the groove and just falling right now hasn't been able to find the bottom yet. He just keeps losing more and more spots. Gonna try to squeeze Joe Gwilt. Not able to really get anything there. He's gonna have to live to fight another day right here on the fringes of the top 10. With just over 10 laps remaining in this first stage. This is basically the battle for the last point you can earn in this first stage.
Now right there, the 46 did exactly what you need to do if you're stuck on the high side like that. You've got to get down on the door of the car to the inside, or else you're not going to get a good run off of turn 4. If you're really on that guy's door, then the man on the inside has to do the lifting to not wreck everybody. So you can get the better run off of 4 if you're willing to get down on the guy's door like that.
Guys, the battle for second is really on right now. Logan Slavoski just went from 5th to 2nd, but these guys from Slavoski to Haynes, Chocano, and Chartner, they've been swapping positions around a lot lately. It is really tight. You could throw all 4 of these trucks under a blanket.
Just look at how Chocano can really dig on the throttle through the middle of the corner there on Brian Haynes. He's going to look for the move now to the inside of that 86 truck. At least getting your nose in there, Cam, is a good thing, but like you said, Haynes has a chance here to pinch Chocano on exit.
Yeah, it's hard to get the good run off the inside. You see there, Alonso has to lift a little bit to get back to the groove. It's hard not to get into that guy when you're the one on the inside coming off of turn 4. Like we said, there's just no banking over there, so it's hard to get into the throttle without sliding the car outside to the wall. It's like he's gonna... No, he thought better of giving it a look there as Haynes shuts the door. He's under pressure from Chartner as well.
Chartner behind him, and man, who we haven't talked about yet tonight in the broadcast, Lee Overton is starting to make some noise in that 96 truck. That silver and teal blue there, moving to the inside of Chartner here for 5th. Give 5th position to Lee Overton.
It looks like Chartner is going to take the long way around the backstretch. Just concede the position to him. A little too early to fight about it. See Joey King coming into the frame there.
All of this is let our leader check out. Costarellos opened up a 1.5 second lead at this point in the race. 7 laps remaining here in the first stage, and this looks like Jimmy's stage to lose.
Yeah, as we all stated at the top of the broadcast, Costarellos has got speed. He's got experience. He doesn't fold under pressure, so with this much space out behind him, I don't see him making any mistakes. I think he's just going to cruise to this one.
He's definitely been enjoying seeing all that battling behind him for second place. It's really allowed him to get a gap going. He's been really fast, and looks like he's gonna go on and cruise himself to a stage win here.
I'm impressed with these next 6 trucks, though. Slavoski, I mean, he hasn't really pulled away from this pack. Chocano just weeded his way through to 3rd. Haynes back to 4th now. Overton there, sneaking in the picture, as well as Joey King has moved ahead of Chartner. You see Chartner barely in the top of our picture there, and that blue truck keeps coming in and out of it. But impressed with these guys in this battle for, I guess, what is 2nd, but I mean, it stretches all the way back to 8th.
Yeah, it's interesting to note right now, with about 5 laps to go in the stage, Slavoski's actually faster than the leader. You wouldn't think that looking at the gap that Costarellos has been able to build over the 2nd and 3rd place trucks, but both of them had faster laps that last time by about a 10th.
How much do we expect tires to fall off, Cam? I mean, we've seen some great racing here already, and these guys are choosing to save some tires. How much does an off-sequence tire strategy really pay off for the guy that gets off-sequence?
Well, you're going to be looking at, when these guys get to the end of the stage, about 40 green flag laps on these tires. That's going to probably put them about a 2nd off the pace. And the longer they go, the more that's going to, create a gap between that and fresh tires. Probably at the end of a run, you'll be about a 2.5 seconds slower on your older tires. So I don't know if these guys are really going to want to go 90 laps on a set of tires, but they probably could if they felt confident enough to drive a car that loose.
Continue to watch this battle for second between Chocano and Slavoski. Meanwhile, Costarello's checking out just a little bit further. Lead up to 2 seconds now with 2 laps remaining here in this first stage.
Oh, Chocano gives him the bumper.
Chocano getting aggressive here in the late goings of stage 1. And I don't think Slavoski really enjoyed it. He's opening the bottom up to the 25.
Yeah, he's going to
Washing up.
He's going to allow
that is razor thin margin right there off of turn 4.
Great poise from Logan there to just try to give Chocano everything he could, but nothing doing, being able to try to challenge back the final lap of the stage here. We look to our leader, Costarellos, with the 2.5 second lead now after the bumper contact between the 25 and the 23. Costarellos just picking up where he left off from Martinsville last week. The 15 truck will be your stage 1 winner tonight, as we see the rest of the top 10 scroller across the line here. Back to Petrucco. The battle on for 10th is gonna go to Craig Fryer there, just ahead of Gwilt and Probst. We'll get you the top 10 here. Costarellos, your stage 1 winner, ahead of Alonso Chocano, Logan Slavoski, Joey King, Lee Overton, Brian Haynes, Rich Petrucco, Andrew Shartner, Charlie Brown, and Craig Fryer. So we get a little stage break. I think these guys, I mean, Josh, pretty much seems straightforward. Slap a set of tires on and re-rack them and go again, right?
Yeah, most definitely. I think these guys are going to take their first set of tires, but I'm still wondering, you know, maybe for some guys running the back, like Zach Probst, like I had mentioned earlier, does he pit or does he stay out? Of course, Martinsville, we did have a lot more cautions than this race here, but still be interesting to see if maybe he takes that kind of strategy.
Head down to Cameron Caldwell as these guys get ready to come down pit road. Cam, what are you hearing down there?
Well, I'm going to go back to the bump that we saw with Alonso and Slavoski a couple laps ago. Apparently, for Alonso, I was listening to the radio, and he did not expect Slavoski to brake as early as it did. And I think it got to the point for Slavoski where Alonso was there for a while, so I think he just let him go.
So interesting, just a little inadvertent bump. So Chocano maybe not trying to get too aggressive early, but he was aggressive nonetheless. Pretty much looking down pit road here, boys. It looks like it's pretty much 4 tires all the way around for a lot of these drivers. Except maybe that 25.
It does appear 4 tires and fuel for all of these guys, and they are going to have those fresh tires. But you know, Eric, I called it. Probst stayed out and is still on the racetrack, going to assume the race lead here. Well, I'm very curious to know, with all those laps run on the tires, we had all those laps were green except for 4 of them. He's got 41 lap old tires with green flag laps on them. Be interesting to see how his tires hold up here, and if he falls back or what, but he definitely does have that extra set of tires for an end if he needs them.
So interesting strategy call there for the 62. Race off pit road otherwise was Costarello, Slavoski, King jumping up a couple spots over Chocano, Haynes, Petrucco, and Fryer. I believe Cameron Stone, you might have an opportunity to catch up with our stage 1 winner.
Jimmy Costarellos, is Cam up in the booth? You got a copy?
What's going on, buddy? How are you?
I'm good, man. You look good as well. Thing came off a truck today. Looked like it had a lot of speed. You gonna carry over from Martinsville, make it 2 in a row?
I think so, to be honest. We're pretty fast today. I see some guys behind me that were keeping up a decent bit, but I know I'm about a half a tenth or so faster than them, so I'm not too worried. Pretty confident.
Now, we've done a lot of talking throughout all of these Truck Series races with the length that we have to run these trucks over the course of a race. Do you think your strength is going to be Short runs or longer runs?
I think long runs. I think we could definitely tell that by the last run. For about 6, 7, 8 laps, the guys would stay right on me, but I just start pulling away after that. So long run is definitely going to be our strength, and it's turning out to be that kind of race so far.
All right. Well, looking forward to probably talking to you again later. Maybe you can get another stage win in here and maybe sweep all the stages tonight. Good luck to you.
Thanks, Cam. Appreciate it, buddy. Take care.
So that's Jimmy Costarelos, the winner of stage 1 here. Had a really good weekend at Martinsville at my expense last week.
Getting ready for the restart. One more quick report from Caldwell.
Yeah, so I'm gonna report on Zach Probst real quick. He's just trying to save a set of tires for a late race caution.
Alrighty, well, we'll see how he fires off on those old tires. He is your leader for the restart. 62 is going to fire off in the restart zone. He's going to hold him late and then take off. And there he goes. Restart of stage 2 here in the Pits News 150. See Zach Probst ahead. Slavoski is going to clear himself for second and look for the lead.
Big move by Slavoski there. Always going to get crossed over. Probst getting out of the way of the leaders there. No, he's got the older tires. It's going to let these guys have at it.
We'll keep an eye on, see how far back Probst is going to fall. He's just trying to be courteous. Oh, Gwelt's going to spin. Right in front of the field, and everybody avoids him. Maybe a little bit of wall contact for, I believe that was Kruger. But other than that, I mean, to spin in front of the field like that and not get hit and not hit anything, that is very, very fortunate.
That's a really good job by a bunch of these drivers not to make that worse.
Dan Fields was the one that caught the wall there on the inside, just as he was trying to avoid the incident. And who is that? Gwilt ended up tagging there right off of turn 4.
There's a black car there. Who's in that black car? I believe that's Jeremy Boucher in the number 5.
We see the damage to the right side of that 5 machine. We'll come back to our live picture here, see if he decides to make a pit stop for it. Pretty heavy damage on that right side of that number 5.
Well, all things considered, being the first lap after a restart and everybody's all jammed up, only 3 cars get damaged from that. It's a really good job by these drivers to avoid the spinning number 37 truck.
Catch one more on board here with Dan Fields as he tried to avoid this incident.
So you can see the 37 getting loose there.
Oh,
Pandemonium in front.
that's a significant amount of damage for the 66.
You're not sure if he just cut it left and didn't know exactly how much room he had down there, if he got on the brakes and it loosened the truck up. Probably the latter.
I mean, it definitely looked like from the onboard that the 37 was potentially going to roll back toward him. So to swerve left there might have just upset that truck just enough. We see Fields getting himself back out on the track after some damage repair. Going to get himself caught back up to the field. All things considered, Stone, I believe Zach Probst made out okay. And just one heat cycle on the fresher tires definitely helps even that playing field a little bit.
Yeah, these guys are going to probably lose about 2/10 just off of going through that heat cycle, heating up the tires and cooling them back off. They're going to fire off and still be quite a bit faster than Zach Probst, but the difference in times from laps 5 to 10 are going to be a little bit better for him at this point.
Be interesting to watch his progress. He fell all the way back. He's currently riding 6th under the yellow here, so losing a bit of time, but nonetheless, saving an extra set that might pay off later on in tonight's event. Pace, or the lights are off on the iRacing pace truck. Got the truck tonight here at Phoenix instead of that Mustang pace car. Gonna get you set for a restart here. 94 laps remaining in the race when we take the green flag. Just over 35. Nope, scratch that. Under 35. It'll be 34 laps remaining in this second stage. One more chance to get points here in the season before the points are paid out at the end of the race. And we get to officially crown our champion. Alonso Chocano has a big enough point lead that we already know he is that. But there is still something to play for amongst those below. Alex Princeton still fighting for points. Andrew Shartner, Ryan Samuelson, who didn't make tonight's event. Jimmy Costarello is still fighting for points as we get back under green.
It was a great restart by Jimmy Costarello. He was able to pull about 5 truck lengths ahead of second place now. There's a big battle on that dogleg for second place.
King got a great jump from 3rd, but Slavoski, who started on the outside of row 1, is able to battle back. King's gonna cross him over.
Side by side going into turn 1. Joey King on the bottom, give him the advantage. He's going to cut that dog leg and able to clear Slavoski. He's now pulling himself away from Slavoski. Well, not quite yet. Slavoski got a great entry in turn 1. Now taking that dog leg a little bit lower than Joey King did, but King still with a truck length advantage over Slavoski.
It's looking like a really good night for the SPR team. Ooh, somebody on the wall. Looks like Cody Bird.
146, I think, caught the wall off of turn 4. And Cody Bird went to his inside trying to avoid it. This is right behind the driver on the old tires, Zach Probst.
I think Cody here is going to be using Zach Probst as kind of like a pick to help himself get around the 146 of Charlie Brown.
Not if Charlie Brown decides to go 3 wide. Look at him go to the outside. He's going to make it 3 wide through the dog leg. Bird gets clear. Shartner going for the move on the bottom. The yellow has fallen on the raceway.
Right in the dog leg, it is Carl Felver once again. The guy that is the one that brought the caution out. Let's take a look and see what happened here on JCTV replay. Be right on board. He just got loose and lost it. Right off turn 2. Just a single truck spin. Doesn't look like anybody else was involved. Not the night that Carl Felver wanted it by any means.
See him get loose right there. A little bit of wobble correct, and then just has to park it down into a slide. A lot of runoff there, as Cameron Stone mentioned at the top of our broadcast. Everything's pretty much paved here at Phoenix. So a lot of runoff for Felver to gather himself back up. A little harmless slide. Gets us one more break here in stage 2. Pit road is open to drivers now. Coming back to our live picture. And I only see 2 drivers on pit road. Gwilt fixing some damage, I presume, and Joe Binder also making a stop for some service.
while these guys are under caution and going down pit road, get a break from the action here. I want to talk about some interesting things developing in the point situation. Joseph Lester is serving a penalty tonight. He's currently, came into tonight's race 3rd place in season standings. Since he's not getting any points tonight, he's been passed. Jimmy Costarellos has taken 3rd place in the points from him. And now, since Alex Princeton in the number 9 truck didn't get any stage points from stage 1, Costarellos is only 6 points away from taking 2nd place in the season standings after missing probably half the season at the beginning, just not being here. So we could have Alonso Chocano be our champion and Costarellos, having not run many of these races, be 2nd.
That's a good point. Princeton's still holding on to that 2nd place right now. Unfortunately, we can't bring you live points, but Costarellos able to get himself some ground here, and it's all to play here in these last 2 stages of the race. For 2nd, we also know Schartner is in the mix to try to pass Lester tonight for what would be 4th place in the standings, as well as Cody Bird still fighting out here for some points as well, having just passed Carl Felver last week.
Yeah, after stage 1 points are tallied up, Andrew Schartner got 3 points from stage 1, which puts his season tally at 319. He's 12 points behind Lester, who's not getting points tonight, so most likely will take him to be 4th place. He's 20 points behind Princeton, so he still has 20 more to make up on the number 9 truck to get to 2nd or either 3rd place in points.
The lights are off on the iRacing pace truck once more. Gonna get ready to go green one more time here in stage 2. 85 remaining in the race when we take the green. Just under 25 in the 2nd stage. Get set here. Costarellos leading from Joey King. Logan Slavoski in 3rd. Rich Petrucco up to 4th now after battling some tightness earlier on. Brian Haynes rides in 5th with Craig Fryer making some noise out there in 6th. 7th to the 5 truck of Jeremy Boucher. We saw him get some damage, but he is still coming forward. Cody Bird 8th for this restart. Zach Probst on those older tires. 40 laps old since he's made his stop. Some of those are under yellow, but he will restart 10th, and I believe that's Schartner restarting 9th to his inside. Get ready for another restart here. Costarello's going to go early once more through turn 4. Green flag back in the air here at Phoenix. And Costarello's going to get himself a 2 truck length gap down into turn 1.
Slavoski's going to clear himself for 2nd place. Rich Petrucco lets his driver Joey King get clear into 3rd. We got Craig Fryer to the outside of the number 27.
Battle for the lead is heating up. Slavoski actually almost got to the inside of Jimmy Costarellos. They're going into turn 3. Costarellos was able to power it down and get ahead of Slavoski. But Slavoski is still right there trying to take that lead away. And you know, one thing I'm noticing here by the last 2 turns is Costarellos is taking a little bit higher of a line in 3 and 4 than Slavoski. So it's really helping Slavoski get close to Costarellos on entry. Costarellos is able to pull away just a little bit on exit.
Well, I think the thing we're looking at here is Slavoski being ultra aggressive getting into these turns, even driving below the apron on both turns and on the last lap. Gets a little loose off of 4 there. Might want to calm it down to be able to survive the rest of the 21 laps in this stage. But he's doing his best not to let Costarellos get out to that big lead he had before.
Joey King, Costarellos' teammate, rides in 3rd there just ahead of Rich Petrucco. What a story it is for that 27 truck, making his way back forward after having fallen all the way, I think, back as low as 15th in that first stage. A little adjustment on that 27 truck has brought him right back into the game. That truck has come alive here in stage 2. How about Craig Fryer there hanging on to 5th place ahead of Haynes, your pole sitter? We know he has a fast truck. And Boucher, what a move for that 5 truck.
side by side, but looks like the number 86 there, Brian Haynes, he's able to keep the position from Boucher. Running the high line.
Cam, this is one of my favorite camera angles here. Just get to ride on board out the rear tailgate of Craig Fryer in the 17 truck here, just to see how different these guys drive these corners.
Yeah, there's a multitude of different ways to drive the corners at this racetrack. You can enter hard. It's going to lose you a little bit of time on exit, but you're going to gain so much getting into that corner. But a lot of the fast guys, you'll see them actually not drive it in too deep, and they'll get the big run coming off the corner. And most of the track is still straightaways. So backing up the corner is going to help you on long run, and it's going to help you be able to make passes before you get to the next corner. So as we saw looking from the rear of the 17 truck, looks like he's actually backing those corners off a little bit more than the number 86. That's going to heat up the right front tire on the 86. We'll probably see the 17 have a little bit better speed the longer this run goes. As we've been watching this battle back here, Costarellos has started to extend the gap a little bit over Slavoski, still keeping him in check. Only about 2 or 3 truck lengths made up. You see Schartner making a move here on the number 5.
Move Andrew Schartner back up to 7th, but back up front, as you said, Costarellos just starting to inch his way away from Logan Slavoski a little bit, but Slavoski keeping him honest with 15 laps remaining here in stage 2.
There for a while, it seems like Costarellos and Slavoski were swapping fastest lap, swapping who had the fastest lap. And here lately, Costarellos has really been pulling away. So I think all that aggressiveness early from Slavoski, it's hurting him now. He's going to be paying the price here as Costarellos is starting to pull away with no pressure at all from behind.
We'll look at the battle here for 10th. This is the battle for the last stage point you can earn. Well, actually, sorry, this is the battle for 9th. Ricky Paz getting himself ahead of Charlie Brown there for the 10th position, and Paz once more, he wants to go after Overton for 9th. As I say that, Charlie Brown gets himself back into the fight. It's actually now the battle for 12th, excuse me, I read 10th wrong. 10th is actually Alonso Chocano. Overton looking to close that gap.
Charlie Brown taking the dog leg as much as he can to get to the inside of Ricky Paz. It's going to help him. He's going to be able to clear Ricky Paz, but Paz kind of drove it in a little bit there. He's going to have a good exit, but not good enough. Charlie Brown is going to retain the position, start driving away.
Look back here at the man that is trying to save some a set of tires. Zach Probst, he's actually fallen now. He is just under 11 seconds off the lead. So Cam, I think he'll be able to stay on the lead lap as we have 10 laps remaining here in stage 2. And sacrifice a little stage points gives Zach Probst a chance at a race win later on tonight.
Yeah, that's basically the battle Zach Probst had to fight here in stage 2. He's going to be the only guy going into stage 3 with still 2 sets of tires left in the pits. Once these guys pit at the end of stage 2, most of these guys are only going to have 1 set left for that whole last stage, so could see Zach Probst end up in the catbird seat here with the best tires at the end.
And this race has gone relatively green, but as we know, this is the last race of the season. The intensity is going to start really, really rising there at the end, all for those bragging rights. We know Chicano's the champion, but again, we still have a race winner that we need to crown tonight. So there's going to be a lot more bragging rights than just for Alonso Chocano in that race win. So I think the intensity will definitely pick up here later in the race. We might have more cautions, which will definitely fall right into Zach Probst's favor later on in this race, if that does happen.
Saw the move for second there in our picture. Joey King getting himself by Logan Slovoski. Slovoski back to third. Might have burned it up just a little too much trying to keep pace with Costarellos. Now King is the fastest driver on the track that last time by just under a tenth faster than your leader. But it's going to take him at least a couple tenths a lap just to be able to get back to Jimmy Costarellos. Costarellos with a 1.4 second lead here with 6 laps remaining in the stage when they cross the line this time. But King getting another point there, and Slovoski under pressure from Rich Petrucco.
To throw a spotlight on the SPR boys again, we've got 1st, 2nd, 4th, and 7th on the track right now. All guys coming out of the same shop. So obviously they hit something right with the setup this week, and they're really taking it to the rest of the field.
Doesn't look like, anyway, I was going to say it doesn't look like Rich Petrucco is going to try anything, but then he started to poke to the inside of the number 23 there. Wasn't able to get anything done. He's still just kind of riding in 4th place here.
Look at Shartner and Fryer go at it.
Oh, trying to pick up one more stage point there, Shartner. Trying to claim the 6th spot from Craig. Craig hanging tough on that outside line.
Gonna be side by side, still going into turn 3. Advantage Fryer on that outside. He actually gets a huge advantage over Andrew Shartner on the front stretch. Shartner locks it up going into turn 1. Wow.
Lost a lot of time. Did Andrew Shartner there through turn 1 with that lockup. He's got him way too deep. Chocano back here, still fighting on the fringes of the top 10. He's actually riding 9th, looking for 8th on Overton. Overton's starting to work his way forward here. Just 2 laps remaining here in stage 2. Jeremy Boucher has gotten himself into the 10th position and looking to claim that last point here in the season finale of the Galaxy Truck Series.
White flag for the end of stage 2 just came out.
We get a look at Costarellos. His lead, 1.8 seconds for that 15 machine. He's not letting off the gas from Martinsville. Costarellos through 3 and 4. Going to pick up stage win number 2 on the night. Has a chance to sweep the race tonight if he can bring it home in this final stage. That 15 truck, your stage 2 winner ahead of Joey King, Logan Slovoski, Rich Petrucco. Still got a battle going on here for 10th. Looks like it's Haynes ahead of Fryer, Shartner behind him, Chocano getting to 8th in the final rung of the stage, and Overton back to 9th. Charlie Brown picking up the last stage point there in 10th. I believe Boucher is on pit road. and pit road would have been closed. So interesting development here for the 4 truck, or excuse me, the 5 truck.
Yeah, the 5's left the session. I think he might have actually blown the right front. We saw him struggling a lot in 3 and 4.
Not sure what happened to him. Perhaps we can get a report from Caldwell if Cameron's still alive down there on pit lane at some point. But nonetheless, stage 2 complete. Go ahead and watch these guys get ready to roll down pit road. Costarello's picking himself another stage win on the year. The final stage win to be handed out in 2020 for the Galaxy Truck Series. Now he just looks to capitalize and get that race win come the end of the race. Pit road is open to everybody, and I expect everybody to be on pit road, including Zach Probst, who did save that set of tires. He fell to 17th, but he kept himself on the lead lap. But watch as all of these drivers come down and I believe take tires, which Stone, that should leave 1 set remaining for these guys in the pits once they come off pit road here.
I think Jimmy K wasn't in his stall there. I've been watching him, and he ended up having to drive a little bit forward. He's going to lose 3-4 spots here. So not the stop that Jimmy Costarellos wanted to have, but he didn't lose a ton of positions, but it's not going to keep him in first, as he did have that issue. We're going to go ahead and bring in Alonso Chocano.
Yeah, let's say we can dial him up here on the radio. Alonso Chocano in the 25. This is Eric Wineland, the JCTV booth. You got a copy, sir?
Yes, sir. How you guys doing?
Doing well up here. Having yourself quite the night. Still gaining more and more stage points. Just putting a bigger number up for your end of season gap, right? I mean, at this point in the race, you got to be thinking win to cap off this 2020 season, right?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I thought I was, like I said, just really taking it easy. Even though I did get I think 3rd or 4th in the first stage, and then made it all the way up to lap 90 on 1 set of tires, and still managed to get a top 10 finish for the 2nd stage. So looks like we got ourselves a pretty decent truck here, and now we're gonna go off and race. We still got 2 tire sets remaining, and hopefully cautions can play our way here, and yeah, just finish strong, man.
So how tough was it to save that extra set, and do you foresee being able to use that extra set here in this final stage?
I feel like if we get a caution around midway, probably everyone will want to pit, and then if we get a later caution, then I'll have the advantage. I know there was 2 or 3 other guys that were trying to do the same thing. I feel like I am faster than them, so I'm not too worried about them personally. So if things play well and we get a few cautions here, and then we have a pretty good shot of winning, because I don't think Costarello's, I think he's the leader. He's been really fast.
Alrighty, well, we'll let you get back to your team. Thank you for joining us here. Good luck on this restart.
All right, thank you.
So that was Alonso Chocano, our in-race pit reporter, back under green. Joey King leading us to the green here. He beat Costarellos off pit road. Josh, you documented on the stop for Costarellos how he was out of his box. That cost him 4 positions. Petrucco is going to spin in front of the field, and most of the trucks avoid him.
Take a look to see what happened there. Slavosky just kind of drove it in, and Petrucco.
He had some help.
Yeah, Petrucco had some help, but Cam, I mean, at that point, we're starting the final stage. Did Slavosky just try to stick his nose into a hole that wasn't there, or Was he being aggressive and Petrucco wasn't ready for him to fill that gap?
It looks to me like, yeah, the 23 just tries to make a hole that's not really existent. I mean, it looks like the gap's there, and then of course Petrucco, his car is not stationary. He's coming back down towards the bottom to get as much grip as he possibly can. Just a racing incident there, both guys being really aggressive. Hate that for Rich Petrucco. Been fighting for track position all night, finally gets it, and then just gets booted out of the way.
Yeah, you see Slovoski right there on the onboard. Like you said, Cam, it's like the gap was there and he wanted to fill it. And Petrucco coming down at the same time, it's just two trucks meet at the same spot on the track. I mean, pretty much a racing deal there between those two. Unfortunate for Petrucco getting the worst end of that, but at the same time, I imagine there's some damage on the front of this 23.
Yeah, Petrucco's definitely going to get the worst end of that deal. Might be a little bit of damage to the right front of the 23. As you see, it kind of gets fixed there as he sits on pit road.
Petrucco, Slovoski, Charlie Brown also on pit road, as well as Damaris Hickenbottom in the 13. Kruger was our lucky dog. He's going to get a lap back here. He was the only one lap down there that is still running in tonight's event. Princeton has fallen out of the race. That's big for his point situation. He's 5 laps down, sitting on pit road still. And Jeremy Boucher also, we saw potentially a right front issue there at the death of stage 2. And that ended up ending his night as well. That's 21st and 22nd for those two drivers. And it's definitely not good for Alex Princeton.
As I covered at the end of stage 1, Costarellos only had a 6-point gap to make up on Princeton to get second in points. With Princeton showing 4 laps down at the moment, he didn't get any stage points from stage 2. So that puts Costarellos second in points, 4 points up as they run right now.
So as long as Costarellos can finish where he's at, he's going to get himself another position and end up being the runner-up in the 2020 Galaxy Truck Series Championship if he can stay there. Guys looking to capitalize as well on this. Andrew Schartner is one of those drivers, as well as Cody Bird. We saw Cody get a little bit of damage earlier on in the race, looking to see if he can recover. Cody currently running 14th here in stage 3. Gonna go green with 50 laps remaining as the lights are off on the iRacing pace truck. Joey King, our leader, gonna choose the bottom. I believe that's Hayes running second, gonna take the top, which puts Costarellos in third, Schartner in fourth for this restart. Fryer fifth, and Ryan McDaniel making some noise as well. He's one that can also gain some points tonight. He's worked his way up to sixth. We'll keep an eye on that 26 here on this restart. Get set, go back green. 50 laps remaining in the Galaxy 2020 season for these truckers. And we're going to go back to green here with Joey King firing off in the restart zone and having a healthy lead down into turn 1. 3 wide already for, I believe this is fifth.
They're all single file now up there, but looks like side by side between Schartner and Fryer. We've
yellow on the
actually got
speedway.
off the track.
Dan Fields, Hickenbottom also with damage there at the back, and I think Petrucco might be in this one as well.
Yeah, Rich Petrucco was involved in that. Take a look to see what happened on the replay.
Ooh, there's a tag from Slovoski and Petrucco once more. Oh. Ooh, Dan Fields, I think, just took out his owner.
He just drove in there and Matt Kenseth him.
He takes his owner, Rich Petrucco, out of the race there in turn 3. I don't think he was trying to. We're right on board here with the 66. I think he just didn't recognize what kind of situation he was in getting down into 3. May have been more worried about the guys going 2 and 3 wide to his inside. Oh, we see it there in the cockpit. You had Charlie Brown take a slightly wider entry, and that Dan had to react, and unfortunately his owner was to his outside. Catch it one more time here. You're going to see the 146 of Charlie Brown there on the bottom. Have to take a slightly wider line. He wasn't sure what Zach Probst is going to do in front of him, and that ended up having Dan Fields take a straighter entry in there, and he just happened to catch his teammate and owner there, Rich Petrucco, and that also catches Damaris Hickenbottom in the incident. Those drivers sitting on pit road now, getting damage repair here under the yellow flag once more. So, Stone, I don't see any of the lead lap trucks, unless they were involved in the incident, taking any stop here. At what point do you see these guys trying to utilize what would be their last set, or second to last set, depending if they saved a set, as we heard Chocano and we know Probst did as well?
Yeah, Probst really had to do that, get on those fresher tires that he does have. The rest of these guys are going to be kind of backed into a corner with only one tire set remaining. I mean, as we run lap 104 right now, we're still 45 laps from the end of this race. So we still have an entire stage left to go.
Take this break in the action to talk to you about what we have going on here on JCTV, looking beyond the 2020 Galaxy Truck Series season. We have information for you guys that we will be here on JCTV, the exclusive broadcast of the Galaxy Indy 500, an off-season event hosted by the Cup Series admins, Kevin Steele, kind of heading up the effort. Full distance Indy 500 in the Dallara IR18 here on iRacing. If you're a member of Galaxy, you can get more information on that in either the Cup Series or Truck Series Discord. But for those of you at home that are a fan of the Galaxy Series, you'll get to follow along here on JCTV. That's coming to you here later on in November. I believe November 17th sounds like the right date to me. I'm still working on finding that information for you. Here we go. So, excuse me, November 21st, first annual Galaxy Indy 500. As we get back under green here, Joey King leading us back to green, ahead of his teammate Jimmy Costarellos, and Andrew Schartner up to third over Brian Haynes.
Looks like Schartner just got a little loose or something there, and Haynes was able to get by to take away third.
Slavoski slicing and dicing through the field back here. Zach Probst not really happy with the moves he's making back there.
Big slide there for Slavoski off turn 4.
See Probst way down here on the inside. He's able to hold the truck way to the inside. These other guys on older tires, Probst's got way more grip than a lot of the trucks around him.
Oh, Gwilt.
Oh, there
fell over
goes.
sideways. Oh, Probst turns Slavoski. Slavoski's motor goes. Probst's motors
Kruger's in it.
goes. And I think Kruger's motor won as well. And I think a separate incident, Felver ended up spinning off turn 4 as well. Massive damage for these trucks. Catch a look of it here on the JCTV replay. You know, Probst and Slavoski were battling hard Stone was just documenting how one might have been unhappy with the other on some of the moves he was making here. We'll see what happens through 3 and 4 right here. Oh.
It's a hard hit.
This is going to be a big hit for Kruger right here. You see Felver end up spinning on his own. Yeah. Oh, Kruger just... I guess he was unsure of which way to go. The 81 ends up piling straight into the incident.
For him right there.
It's massive damage to the 81 as well. We saw Felver also spin here. We'll get a replay of this here on JCTV. And he just gets loose himself and spins. And guys, I think that might have been what happened to Slavoski there off of turn 4 that triggered the entire thing. There's a night ender there for the 23 of Slavoski, the 62 of Zach Probst, who was running so well, had that extra set of tires saved up for himself to use there at the end. Rich Petrucco, actually Rich was caught in the last incident. Michael Kruger also getting a lot of damage, and Carl Felver in basically a separate incident right there in the same spot of the track, also with heavy damage. He is on pit road 2 laps down as well. So looking at the timing and scoring here, Cam, I believe Joe Binder is our only driver that has taken his final set of tires.
Yeah, he's going to be the first one to jump off the cliff. Take the last set there. Really hate that for Probst. Put himself in a good position tire-wise. Just gets caught up in something. Not of his own doing.
We have reports from pit road from for Zach. I'll turn it over to Caldwell real quick. Caldwell?
Yeah, Stone, what you were saying about Zach, I listened to the radio. He had some very choice words for the 23. He was not happy with that situation. Because obviously he had another set and probably would have been in good position at the end of the race if there were to be another caution. So definitely frustrated in that camp.
So not a good night there for Zach Probst. Get a view from high above for this restart. Lights off on the pace truck. Joey King gonna lead us back to the green flag once more, with Jimmy Costarellos to his outside. Teammates working the front row here. Haynes in 3rd, Schartner 4th, Craig Fryer up to 5th. Schartner and Costarellos get a nice jump. A little bit of teamwork there with the leader, King. Gonna get Schartner clear for 3rd over Haynes, and Costarellos will slot in ahead for 2nd. We'll watch a big move here coming from Brian Haynes.
Brian Haynes has been really aggressive on these restarts all night long, and he's side by side. Can it actually now clear Andrew Schartner to take over the 3rd spot?
Oh! We got a car on the fence.
Believe
It's like the 18 truck.
Yeah, Ricky Paz slapping the wall off turn 4. Not good for his night, adding more damage to that truck. Back up here in the mix. McDaniel trying to hang on and potentially gain some points. See if he can improve his position before the season's up. He gets passed by our 2020 champion-elect, Alonso Chocano. We heard some crunching back there. Not sure who ended up with an incident. It looks like Charlie Brown with massive front-end damage.
Side by side for a lead, though. Jimmy Costarellos underneath his teammate Joey King for that lead, and he actually has the 86 of Brian Haynes along with him. Haynes backs out of it, now still side by side for King and Costarellos. Costarellos is able to clear King. Now he's going to start driving away. Caution is out. It's actually Charlie Brown, looks like, in turn 1.
So we briefly saw Cody Bird there as well. They end up tangling over here in turn 1. Going to trigger the iRacing yellow flag once more. Yet another yellow in this final stage. What a stark contrast from the first 2 stages we had tonight. Go ahead and get you a replay of what happened here. I know I heard a crunch between these two.
Oh.
Yeah, that didn't look good. We're going to look just before it. You see Charlie Brown got in deep and pushed Cody Bird up. That's the first crunch we heard on the broadcast, and then we're going to stay on board with this because I do not think Cody Bird was happy with what happened.
Yeah, we talked about the damage to the front of the 46. He just missed the braking zone, ran into the back of the 54 truck. And it looks like the 54 just waits on him, blocks him all the way down the front stretch, and gives him the Matt Kenseth treatment into turn 1.
I believe it's going to get Cody Bird an early pass to the parking lot to go get his car and head on out of here for the night, unfortunately, for that 54. Must really have disliked Charlie Brown accidentally getting down into him into turn 1 just a lap before.
Yeah, there's actually been a lot of animosity brewing between several drivers over on that team.
Oh.
Most notably Ryan McDaniel having choice words with Charlie Brown on several instances. Cody Bird, I feel like, just had enough of racing with him tonight.
Such a hard hit. And Cody just hanging a right out into Charlie Brown. Meanwhile, back to live action. Couple drivers deciding to make their stops. Joe Binder on pit road once more. I'm not sure if he's fixing more damage or what, but the first one on tires of guys that were running well in the top 10 is this 96 truck of Lee Overton. McDaniel in the 26 and the 25 of Chicano going to join him, but they're the only 3 I see, Cam, that have really chosen to take this potential final set of tires. Now we know Chicano has one more set as well that he told us on the stage 2 break that he had sitting with him, but for I believe Overton and McDaniel, this has to be their last set.
Yeah, I think you're right. McDaniel, I'm not sure if he's actually on the same tire strategy as Alonso, but he's probably on his last set of tires. Pretty sure Overton is as well. So those guys on freshies, might see them carve their way through the field. But as we've seen here in Stage 3, the aggression has cranked itself way up. These guys might have a little bit of a tall task ahead of them trying to get through this field. Nobody giving an inch.
It looks like Joe Binder gonna take his truck down pit road. So while we watch the restart here, we're gonna go ahead and get a hold of Cameron Caldwell. I believe you're down at the care center, and I believe you caught up with the driver of the 27 truck.
Yeah, Rich. It's like a couple incidents there. You want to tell us what happened?
Well, I got wrecked twice. There's no other real good way to say it. Yeah, whatever his name is, Slabowski, just absolutely bulldozed me through one, and then yeah, on the restart, I got run over again. Somebody sent it 3 wide, and it's like he didn't give a ton of room on the bottom. Dan was in the middle and got up into me. Fortunately, end of the day, It's unfortunate because SPR was going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm thinking tonight. These guys are fast.
You mentioned Dan made contact with you. Will that make any interesting meetings this next week?
Well, I mean, let's just say it's a good thing it's the last race of the season.
Fair enough. Thanks for your time.
So that was Cameron Caldwell catching up in the care center with Rich Petrucco. Thank you, Cam. Back on the speedway, Ricky Paz went for a little spin off of turn 2, brings the yellow out there on this restart. And once again, we're going to give one more restart with the SBR guys, 1, 2, 3.
Looks like Ricky Paz just kind of lost it on his own. Self-spin there going into turn 1. He just got...
How easy is that, Cam, to do with the way these guys set these trucks up? How easy it is to spin like that, just all by yourself?
Well, with the length of races we're running here, you definitely want to have a truck that's a little bit loose. If you got a tight truck, you're going to kill the right front pretty early in these runs. You got to be able to make the long run here. So these guys are definitely setting up loose trucks, and especially when you've got several laps or heat cycles on these tires, as these dudes do right now. You burn that right rear up, it's real easy to spin that thing on exit of either corner. Usually see it off of 4, but as you see right there, number 18 losing it off of turn 2.
So it gets us set for another restart. Gonna get restarted with about 25 laps remaining in the race. At what point are we looking at go time, Josh? How much longer do these guys kind of contemplate sitting and waiting versus maybe potentially moving someone like Jimmy Costarellos out of the way?
You know, I said it pretty earlier that this race has been clean, relatively clean all race long, that maybe by the start of the third stage, the intensity will start to heat up, things will get crazy, and it has. You know, as far as when we think things are going to start to really heat up, it, like you said, we're going to restart with about 25 to go here, depending on when we get the lights off. Actually, it might be this time by here. So 25 to go. That's not 25 to go necessarily just in this race. That's 25 to go in the season. So I think it's going to start to really heat up very, very quickly. And we might see somebody move Costarellos out of the way. Could it be King, Shartner? They're all running great up here. Brian Haynes, he's been up front all race long. You know he wants to go and get himself a win. So it's going to be really, really intense, I think, from this point on to finish out the race.
So from one driver to another, I'll pivot over here to Cam Stone. What does Costarellos need to do from the lead here to try to hang on and win this race?
Well, the biggest thing Costarellos has going for him is the 2 teammates behind. They've seemed to be working together on these restarts. He's going to need them to do that again. Really, he just needs to check out like he's been able to do. Best case scenario for him is we don't get any more restarts. We get to run these last 25 laps under the green flag because he looks like he has the best long run truck on the track.
So we get to see that here as we're going to take the green with 25 to go in, as Josh said, at the 2020 season. Jimmy Costarellos lining up for the restart of this In the Pits News 150. Big shout out to In the Pits News for sponsoring tonight's race. Go ahead and go check them out on their social medias. In the Pits News is all you need to put in that search bar to find them. Getting set for the restart. 25 remaining for Costarellos in that 15 truck. He's going to fire off early with his teammates, the 92 of King and the 10 of Shartner, back under green here at Phoenix.
Great restart there for Joey King. He's going to be right there with Costarellos. See if he's able to get anything going here. Going in turn 3. Spin, Lee Overton. I believe Alonso
Oh my
Chocano
God.
involved with somebody else.
Several cars around on the exit of 4 right there. Looks like in 3 different places.
Big damage for the 96. I believe we also saw the 86 of Brian Haynes, your pole sitter, involved in this incident. We'll go ahead and unpack it from the restart. Oh, Haynes got help. Overton ended up not getting too much damage, just a little nudge to the wall. Paz ended up spinning out once more. I think the big damage happens in front of these guys.
It looked like the 10 made a little contact with the 86 on the exit of the corner, shot him into the outside wall. You get the 96 spinning by himself. The 18 spinning back there. Not sure if he had any help.
Oh.
Charlie Brown gets a lot of damage out of that.
What a hit for Brian Haynes. Oh, Charlie Brown with nowhere to go. That's a big hit for the 86, though, a couple times through that incident. Right on board here with Haynes from that restart, battling away with Shartner. Oh man, the 86 airborne there on the front stretch. It's gotta be a tough feeling when you get a bump like that, Josh, and you're headed straight at that wall.
Yeah, could have been a lot better than what it was. I mean, he was going to go around anyway, but still not what he wanted to have happen.
I'll tell you, best seat in the house for that one. Best seat in the house for that one is the cockpit of the 25 truck. You'll see him get into the 96 of Overton out front, and then just missing the 18 as he comes back up the track.
We just rode on board there with Charlie Brown, and just he had nowhere to go. The 86 ended up right out in front of him against the wall. We'll go ahead and take this one more chance here to look at it from Alonso Chocano, who's on board. Again, under yellow, viewing replays here of a massive incident here with just over 20 to go. We'll come back to our live picture. The guys have one to green. One more chance to look at this replay. Riding on board with Alonso Chocano.
See out
Overton's
front.
gonna spin. Oh, Chocano does tag him. Oh, man. How he avoided Brian Haynes, I think, was just super lucky from getting the damage from Overton. But wow, what an incident there. That's going to take quite a few guys out of the race. Charlie Brown, Brian Haynes out of tonight's event. A little bit amount of damage to Lee Overton. A decent amount to our 2020 champion-elect Alonso Chocano. Get you set for the restart here. 20 laps remaining on the season for the Galaxy Truck Series. Costarella's going to fire him off ahead of King and Shartner. Craig Fryer finds himself up in fourth. Look at Joe Gwilt up to fifth place now.
Interesting to see how the field's dwindled down at this point. Only 10 trucks left on the track, so a race of attrition that I wasn't really expecting to see this week. Had a lot of incidents here in the last stage.
So inside 20 to go. Now 19 as they cross the line for one final time this year. Let's go with a little JCTV. Turn it up. All right, go ahead and turn those volume dials back down. Welcome back to the JCTV booth. Eric Wineland here with you with Josh Coppernell, Cameron Stone, pit reporter Cameron Caldwell bringing you the action tonight. Just over 10 laps remaining in the 2020 Galaxy Truck Series season. For these truckers, Costarello still leading from King. Just over half a second, the difference between the two. Andrew Schartner still runs third, 2.5 seconds off the lead. Craig Fryer has found his way up to fourth after avoiding some melee, and as well as Ryan McDaniel back there in fifth. But the real story is up front here, Josh, between Costarellos and King.
Yeah, King has been right there with Costarellos the entire time. Costarellos, though, just really staying honest here. He's now starting to pull away from King just a little bit, but it's been a great run for both of them here with 9 laps to go of the season.
So Cam, I believe these two front runners, and maybe even Andrew Schartner as well, do have that extra set of tires saved. It's not looking like they'll get the opportunity to use it here with just 8 laps remaining on the season. Not too many drivers very close to potentially cause an incident.
Yeah, it's a really good problem to have at this point. An extra set of tires just in case something does happen. You know, if we do get a caution here, only going to be about 4 laps on a restart. That's going to get shorter and shorter as we clock off laps. Only 11 trucks on the track, so there's a good possibility even if you duck down and you're the only guy with a set of tires, you could make it back to the front.
So we watch the battle
But
for third here.
neither one of these guys want it to go to a
Watch the battle for
caution.
third here between Craig Fryer closing in on Andrew Schartner. This is about 3 seconds off your lead battle. Just inside 7 laps remaining now. Fryer putting the pressure on that 10 truck. You see Ryan McDaniel hanging on in the back of this picture here with the battle here for third. And at this point, it's the battle to see who can finish on the podium to close out the season. Like we mentioned earlier, bragging rights heading into 2021, where these truckers will face a full season for the first time in series history after coming together just over the July break. Kentucky being the first race of the Galaxy Truck Series season. What a block there from Andrew Schartner.
He's doing everything he can to keep that 17 behind him. Laps dwindling down here. Running out of time for Craig Fryer to make a move.
And Schartner has something to play for because he was only just slightly behind Princeton in points. Princeton having a bad night, ended up falling out of the race. This leaves Schartner with potentially some spots to gain if he can hang on to this third position. We'll cover our points battle here post-race when we get the chance to do the tallies on the event. But Fryer putting everything he's got into the battle here with Andrew Schartner. 4 laps remaining in the event. Joey King, he just hasn't quite closed this gap, Josh.
Still not able to really do anything. Costarellos been fastest truck lately. And with coming to 3 laps to go, this looks like it's going to go in Costarellos' favor to get back-to-back wins to finish off the season.
I can confirm here with 3 laps to go that if Schartner finishes 4th or better in this race, he's going to pass Alex Princeton in points.
So Schartner can afford to give up the position to Fryer then, as Fryer is running 4th, Schartner 3rd right now, but McDaniel's still threatening right back there in 5th, so if a pass does happen, that could bring McDaniel into the fight. So we get 2 laps remaining in this race. King looking to navigate the lapper here of Joe Binder. Binder up the track for him. Didn't hold up Costarellos enough for him, though. Gap 1.1 seconds now for Jimmy Costarellos over Joey King, but the battle's still on here for 3rd.
As we
The
come
white
to the
flag
white flag
flies
for
in
these
the air.
guys.
Costarellos one more lap on the 2020 Galaxy Truck Series season. Costarellos looking to close it out with 2 wins in a row. He won last week at Martinsville after an attrition-filled race. This 3rd stage has been attrition-filled. But for the Toyota Tundra driver out of the SPR camp, Joey Costarellos off of turn number 4 will win his second time this season, 2 in a row for that 15 truck ahead of his teammate Joey King. Coming to the line, looks like it's going to be Andrew Shartner to hang on to 3rd ahead of Craig Fryer in 4th. Ryan McDaniel bringing it home in 5th ahead of Overton, Gwilt, Chicano, Paz as well in there. Shartner gets himself ahead of Princeton at the death of the season and moves himself into, I believe that's 3rd in the 2020 standings. And that guy right there, Alonso Chocano, is your 2020 Galaxy Truck Series champion. What a 2020 season it was. And Jimmy Costarello is capping it off the right way with his 2nd win in a row.
Definitely big momentum there for Costarellos, a guy that I believe is planning to ascend to the Cup Series full-time next year. Finishing off the truck season here with 2 consecutive wins, looking to carry that momentum into next season.
Absolutely. We'll go ahead and transition to our post-race. When we come back from the other side of this break, we'll have interviews for you from drivers to get reactions tonight from both the championship run and tonight's In the Pits News 150. Welcome back to post-race coverage of the In the Pits News 150 here from the virtual Phoenix Raceway, where we saw quite the exciting finale to the 2020 season for the Galaxy Truck Series League racing action. Saw Jimmy Costarellos come across the line ahead of his teammate Joey King and Andrew Schartner. Costarellos finishing the season off with back-to-back wins. Got post-race interviews coming up here for you from the top 5 and the top 3 in the championship as well as the season concludes here in 2020, and these drivers start to look forward to 2021 and their plans beyond. First up, going to go ahead and get Ryan McDaniel. Ryan, the first time we've been able to chat with you here in the JCTV booth. What a great time to pull out a top 5 and end up capping off your 2020 season very well.
Yeah, no, it was good to be able to run a whole race. I've had a bit of bad luck this season, so it was nice to be able to run a race and then finish the season with a top 5. It's definitely a momentum builder.
So just take us through your struggles all season. You've worked on building the pace in that truck along with the guys over there at Hicks and Ball Racing Development, Team High Side, whatever they want to be called on the given week, but you finally see that come to fruition. How excited does that make you for the 2021 season?
It makes me excited. I mean, we've all had speed. Just we've all been, varying levels of luck and situation and all of that. The season started off pretty strong. The high side development was, consistently in the top 5, and I took a little bit of I think I took about a month off and came back and had about a 6 race streak where it was just, caught up in a wreck or, lap 1 craziness, and was kind of getting down there. Then we had a good run at Talladega, which, Talladega is a crapshoot. So it felt good to come into a track where, there's some driver talent and there's some patience and all of that, and be able to run a solid race and avoid the accidents and finish top 5. Makes me excited for what we got going on next season too, because Alonso probably had the second best car tonight. He just couldn't get up there, and I know that I had a top 5 car, so there's a lot of speed in the team.
Well, let me lead me into 2021 here. What does the path forward look like for the driver in the number 26? Where do you think you'll end up next season?
I'm going to return back to this team part-time. I'm actually going to be going over to Cup and racing full-time over there. So I'll still be doing a part-time schedule with ERM, and I don't know what all that's going to entail yet. Cody and I need to figure that out.
Alrighty, well, before I let you get out of here, Ryan, who'd you like to thank for this 5th place run tonight? Who helps get it done on that 26 truck?
I got to thank my really awesome teammate, Cody. He does a good job leading the team and all around real solid guy. And then High Side Racing Development, we work real hard on setups and communicating. So, yeah, I think the boys back at the shop.
Alrighty, well, for his 3rd top 5 of the year, we finally get a chance to catch up with Ryan McDaniel post-race. Congrats to you, my friend, and we wish you the best of luck moving forward through the offseason to 2021. Hope to see some good things out of you on the Cup side of things next year.
Yep, 10-4.
So that was Ryan McDaniel, our 5th place finisher. Josh, I believe you're getting the chance to chat with our 4th place finisher, Craig Fryer.
Yeah, Craig, it was a great race out of you today. Running up front pretty much all race long, finishing 4th. How'd the truck feel tonight?
It started out really tight. I mean, I didn't really get much work in throughout the week. So I threw the kitchen sink in at the, that first set of pit stops and loosened it up, and I was able to get off to a little bit better than I was. I was contesting pretty well, but definitely didn't have like a top 3 car, but I somehow got through, those 2 wrecks between Petrucco and I forgot who the second one was. I think I missed both of them by like a 1/3 of an inch. So just glad to get through both of those.
Couple of close calls for sure for you. Is there anything that you could take from this season and that you've done. You've only ran 6 starts, but is there anything you could take from the season and look back on it and maybe use it for next year or something?
Yeah, I think with these being really long races compared to running opens or whatever throughout the week, you learn how to save your tire a lot better in this. I learned that I'm good at 1.5-mile tracks, and I am not good at pretty much everything else. Like the Roval, I spent a lot of time trying to learn that, and this track is its own beast. Gladly, I didn't have to run Martinsville last week, but I still being new, I'm still learning a lot for sure. But it's good to be able to run not up, all the way in first with the Cup guys, but to be right behind them is definitely promising moving forward.
So what are the plans for next year? Are you gonna kind of stick here in trucks, try to move up to Cup, or
I'm definitely going to run full time in trucks next year. I know I had applied for NASCAR. Maybe I'll do a short schedule if they'll allow me to do that. If somebody will let me hop on their team or something like that. But I'd like to get a season under my belt because I want to get some more road experience, because I know in Cups next year they're going to be going to a lot more road racing. So I want to get familiar with that before I make that jump.
Alrighty, well, we'll go ahead and let you go. But actually, before we do, is there anybody that you would like to thank, team, sponsor, shout outs?
Well, I know my parents are watching your guys' thing, so shout out to them, and glad they can watch it. And you guys did a great job with your broadcasting throughout the year, so I'm sure they're happy to watch it and gets them happy, and it's a really good watch. So thanks a lot.
Alrighty, well, thank you, and we'll let you go ahead and get going now.
All right,
Congrats
we'll talk to you guys
on the
later.
fourth place finish. And that was Craig Fryer, driver of the number 17. I believe Cam has caught up with third place.
It'd be me. It'd be Eric.
Eric has caught up with third place, Andrew Shartner.
Yeah, so we got Andrew Shartner here. Andrew, what a time to get you a top 3 closing out the 2020 season. Ends up being your 4th top 5 of the year. A pretty big one for you.
Yeah, it was. I was glad we got SPR 1, 2, 3. It's congrats to Jimmy. Obviously, he's been on fire the last couple of weeks, and Joey for coming back. I'll tell you, it is frustrating to practice with them because they're so damn good. So I'm always pushing to try to get better, and I'm usually a couple tenths off, and I still am in the race, but they do make me a lot better. So I appreciate all the help they give me, and it's paying off. And one of these days, hopefully, I can beat them.
Yeah, so we saw you battle through a lot of adversity tonight. How helpful is it to have fast trucks, both coming out of the stable and fast teammates like that, to help you build your pace each week? We saw this was your best race yet here in the Galaxy Truck Series.
Yeah, we've been building on it. We had a really good truck at Kansas. We got wrecked out. Just me being more consistent. I mean, it's obviously not the trucks or the setups, because they're getting it done week after week, and I'm right around the top 5. So I got a little bit I have to improve on, but racing with them and practicing with them, they are able to pick up little things that I miss. So it's challenging, but we're getting faster every week. So that's the goal. We'll come back next season, try to get better.
Well, on the subject of next season, what do the plans look like moving forward for you in 2021 in that 10 truck?
Well, we'll try to get a little better work on the setups. I'm fairly new to iRacing. Do racing in the real world, and it just doesn't translate 100% to this. So I'm still trying to get the feel for this, and use the off season to understand how to dial things in a little better. And then next year we're just going to work on consistency. Just instead of every now and then the top 5s, I really want to just make sure we're there every week in the top 5, and we'll be there. I just got to get comfortable with it.
All right, well, I want to welcome in our Galaxy Truck Series admin sitting in the booth with us tonight, and also was a broadcast partner, Cameron Stone. Cameron, I believe you have some news here for Andrew Shartner.
Yeah, Andrew, after crunching the numbers there after the race, looks like you actually finished third in points tonight. You passed Alex Princeton with your finish in third place. So you're third in points, only 2 clear of Alex Princeton. So with missing, I believe, the first 6 races of the year, how's it feel to be on the podium positions for the point standings?
It's pretty wild. I'm happy with that, and that's all a credit to the SBR guys, Rich, for helping me get up and get going. I know Rich in the real world, and just as good of a guy here as he is out there, and Jimmy and Joey and everybody for really putting it together. I'm surprised. I'll have an extra beer tonight for that.
Well, definitely want to congratulate you on the third place points finish, and don't get too down on yourself being slower than the teammates in practice. I know a thing or two about that myself, but stick to it, and you'll come out good on the other side. Get yourself some more speed.
Yep, we'll get it dialed in. Got to thank all the SPR guys. They're really big help. Joey, Jimmy, obviously Rich, and can't thank them enough for helping me out.
All right, before we let you go here, anybody you need to thank, sponsors, teammates that you've already mentioned?
No, just got a core group of guys. That's them, and then every now and then I'll pop in, and Joe and Brian and a couple of them will offer me up some tips. So it's really a group effort here. We have fun doing this, and that's the important part. So thanks to them, and we'll come back next year, see what we can do.
Alrighty, well that is Andrew Shartner, our third place finisher tonight, also finishing third in the championship, boding well numbers wise for that 10 truck looking toward the 2021 season. Believe Josh Coppernoll, you have caught up with our second place finisher tonight, Joey King.
Hello, how's it going?
It's going pretty good. How's it going for you?
Oh, not bad, not bad. A little disappointed, but hey, at least I'm talking to you guys. That's always a good sign.
Yeah, for sure. You were running pretty good. Of course, Castarelos, I mean, he dominated the race, but you got the lead and led for a little bit there. Is there anything like where you maybe fighting a tighter, a loose truck that it just kind of helped Castarelos get around you, or?
I mean, I think Jimmy's just the man. I mean, I think he's just a flat out better driver than me. But no, we have good fun. I mean, we're teammates. I think you guys know that. But I think everyone was like mostly tight, like during the race. And so on that last run, I kind of started overdriving it, picking up the throttle a little bit too early. I almost pounded the wall down a couple times. I think I lost like 3 or 4 tenths to him on one lap. And, once you do that at any point during a run, it's kind of hard to get the truck back in this case. And so I knew it was pretty much over from there. But I think if I would have just, not had overdrove myself so much with like maybe 15 or 10 to go, I think it might have been a little bit closer. But hats off to Jimmy. He did a good job. But yeah, it was a fun race. I usually don't finish these very often. So when I do, I finish second, it seems like.
Well, with this being the last race of the season, we don't have any more truck races to run the rest of the year.
Nope.
Kind of curious though, what's the plan for next year? Running maybe Cup or full time, or doing more trucks full time, or what's the plan on that?
Yeah, so this year I did some Cup. Next year plans to be full time. I don't see why I wouldn't be. So I'll probably be there for all 36 races or however many the schedule is, and I'll try to run some trucks as well too, because I have a ton of fun in trucks. Like I run these mostly in officials with the B-Fix car. To be honest with you, I hardly even run the Cup car ever. The only time I ever run it is during our league race. So maybe I'll spend more time with that next year. But I really love running trucks. I think a lot of people do too. So you'll see me run trucks often next year as well.
Alrighty, well, before we let you go, any sponsors, team shout outs you'd like to give? Who gets it done for you?
Yeah, hey, I'd like to thank Dr. Pepper for putting out an awesome drink, because I really love that stuff. And I got my Cup car painted with a Dr. Pepper, and I found this throwback Dr. Pepper scheme, and it's a big part of my life. So I'd like to thank Dr. Pepper. I love that stuff. There isn't anything better out there. And then, yeah, I'd like to thank Rich and Dan, Jimmy and Andrew for their help in the 10 lap I got earlier today. That's all I was really able to run before this race. So I'd like to thank them guys, just everyone at SPR.
All righty. Well, congrats on a second place finish.
Thank you.
That was Joey King, driver of the number 92. Gonna turn it over to Eric, who is standing by with the race winner, Jimmy K.
Yeah, I got Jimmy over here. Jimmy, we talked to you after the first stage. You won the first stage. You went on to win the second one, and then you bring home the race sweep tonight. How good does it feel to get this 15 truck back in victory lane? Just another time here in 2020. Second race win, 2 in a row to close out the 2020 season.
It feels real good. I told you guys a little earlier in the race that I was pretty confident that I could bring it to victory lane, and I was damn confident, actually. I kind of knew it was going to happen, and I knew we had a really, really fast truck, especially on the long run. No one was going to touch me.
Just how good did you feel that, how much confidence did you have in that truck? I mean, we saw you drive out to some decent leads, even over your teammates who had pretty similar equipment with their trucks, and you just went ahead and took them to school there, especially in that final stage.
Yeah, well, I knew from the very beginning I was just hitting my marks every single lap. I was just so consistent, and I'd say 10 laps into the race, I kind of knew I had it in the bag, unless I got wrecked or something. It's just, I guess Phoenix is just one of them tracks that I just have a knack for, so I'm really excited, really happy about our performance today.
Well, how do you build on a momentum like this? I mean, now you win the final 2 races of the 2020 season. First off, I mean, what are the 2021 plans, and can you build off momentum of winning these final 2 races into the 2021 season?
Yeah, I mean, I think we can definitely build going into next year. I'm obviously running full-time Cup with SPR, and I'd like to race as many truck races as I can if they'll allow me to do full-time in this too. So that's my plans, but I think, short-term goals, obviously we have Phoenix tomorrow in the Cup cars, and I want to get a really good finish there, if not a win. So that's what I need to do, especially from last week, Martinsville. We got taken out pretty early in the race, had a really good car, so we're out for some revenge tomorrow.
Alrighty, well, before I let you go, I want to give you some news here and welcome in our Galaxy Truck Series admin, Cameron Stone. So, Jimmy, coming into tonight, you were 8 points out from the 4th place in the standings. I believe Cameron Caldwell's got your final results in the 2020 season.
That'd be Stone.
I'm sorry, I said Caldwell. I meant Cameron Stone. My bad.
Love it.
We had to give Jimmy the fake out. I'm his favorite thorn in his side. So, yeah, Jimmy, he came into the race tonight 16 points behind second place Alex Princeton. So congratulations on getting max points tonight, won all 3 stages, and you actually put yourself second in season standings behind Alonso Chocano, our champion, after only running 9 races. So how does it feel to have about half the races under your belt and still be second in points?
You're shitting me. Are you serious?
Absolutely.
It feels good, man. That's even better to top off the truck season. I'm really, really happy about that. Thank you so much for the news. That's awesome, man.
Yeah, so you came in after the race, after all the scores are tallied. You're 26 points above Andrew Schartner, your teammate. Schartner overtook Princeton as well to get 3rd place. So congrats to all you SPR guys. You've been unloading with a lot of speed. And you tied me in wins for the Truck Series tonight. So congratulations on a good one.
I appreciate it, Cam. Thank you so much, man.
Hey, Jimmy.
So before we let you...
Sorry.
Go ahead, Cam.
Maybe with that points finish, you'll consider running full-time trucks next year and not beat up one of those Cup guys anymore.
Wait, what?
Maybe you'll consider running full-time trucks instead of running full-time Cup and being up on us.
Man, I think I've only finished like 1 or 2 races, so...
well, either way, you're still fast. So.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Well, before I let you get out of here, Jimmy, who helps get it done on this 15 truck? Who would you like to thank for a 2nd place run in the championship and 2 wins in a row to cap off the 2020 season?
Yeah, I'd like to thank SPR, Rich Petruco, Andrew Sharner. Me and Andrew put in a lot of time. I was helping him out with the trucks a little bit, so thanks to him. Joey King, Dan Fields. Once again, my dad, always watching. He was real happy tonight, so thank you to him for watching as well. And thank you to you guys. Do a great job. I appreciate it. Appreciate the series, the admins, everything. Thank you.
Alrighty, well, that was our winner and second place finisher in the championship, Jimmy Costarellos. Josh, we got a couple more post race interviews to get through here. I believe you've caught up with our 2020 champion.
Well, Alonso, first of all, now that the season is finally finished, you officially have the championship. How are you feeling?
Kind of mixed emotions. I wish this race would have gone a little better, but I am definitely excited about the championship. I mean, it means a lot to be the first Galaxy Truck champion. But at the same time, you want every race to go good, and even though it is a top 10, just feel like this truck deserved a much higher position. But unfortunately, we got stuck with a little bit of trouble and didn't get it.
So, the race didn't go the way you wanted it to. Got into an accident there. Was your truck down on power or pretty hurt? What happened there?
Yeah, I just didn't have the speed in the straightaways. We were on fresh tires, and so was the 96, I believe, of Overton. And I mean, I knew coming in that when you're on fresh tires, you just you're gonna be really loose in the first few laps, and sure enough, I was right behind him, and he spun around, and I had nowhere to go. Just got into him.
You were running really good beforehand, really starting to poke around into that top 5, but ultimately just wasn't able to get up there much after that accident for you. But I'm actually going to bring in Mr. Cameron Stone real quick here. See, he has something to tell you.
So again, crowned you the champion a few weeks ago at the Roval. So congratulations on that. You're the first champion for the Galaxy Truck Series, inaugural champion. Would you like to maybe declare your intentions to come back and defend this championship next year, or do you plan on moving on to the greener pastures of the Cup Series?
I plan to come back next year and try to defend this championship. I would love to race in Cup, at least part time. But as of right now, I feel like I should focus on the Truck Series and try to defend it. So I'm looking forward to experiencing a full season next year.
So with the short season that we did run, we didn't have a playoff format or anything like that. You actually won the championship this season by 318 points. So congratulations on that. And your 17 starts, you won 3 races and finished in the top 10 14 times. So really uber consistent on your part. Do you think that having a playoff format and a full season schedule next year is going to change the way you run these races, or is it just wash, rinse, repeat for next year?
Well, for next year, I mean, we're gonna have like the eliminations throughout the playoffs, I'm guessing, and it's gonna just really make this race the most important race of the year. So we're gonna have to put, I feel like, a lot more preparation into it, especially if we want to have the speed that the guys like Costarellos had tonight. We were fast, and I feel like we might have had a shot at Costarellos, with fresher tires. But if it were, a do or die situation where you got to win the race to win the championship, then I feel like there has to be a lot more preparation into it, and just like all week, just kind of really work on the truck and get it almost perfect, or as perfect as you can.
All right. Well, for the last time this season, we're going to ask you, Who do you need to thank for this spectacular season you were able to put together?
Oh man, well, of course, first of all, I'd like to thank you guys for, like I always say, bringing the show to the people. I think what you guys do is great here. I'd like to thank Cam, the administrator, and also Cam, team owner, and as well as all the other team owners under the High Side umbrella. All my teammates as well. They've all been great to me throughout the season. I feel like we worked really well. We were working really well with Cody and Ryan here today. Really good communication there. I'd like to thank the sponsors that hopped on board for this season, Michelob Ultra. And I look forward to the new sponsors for next season, for them coming in, and just everyone who enjoys watching me race, like my girlfriend. I like to thank her as always, and yeah, that's about it. I think I went through everyone.
All right, Alonso. Well, it's been a pleasure to call the races that you've been running in this year. It's also been a pleasure to be a teammate of yours and try to help you get that speed you need to run up front every week. Look forward to doing that again next year.
Yes, sir. Looking forward.
All right, and that's Alonso Chocano, 2020 inaugural Galaxy Truck Series champion.
Now we're going to go ahead and turn it on over to Eric Wineland, who is standing by with the Truck Series owner and main admin, Ryan Samuelson.
Yeah, so I want to welcome Ryan Samuelson into the booth here with us. Ryan, well, that's going to do it on your first season as the admin of the Galaxy Truck Series. First off, I just want to get your thoughts on what you thought this series would be and what it ended up being, from the time you brought it in back at Kentucky in July to where you're standing now here in November, concluding the final race of the season.
You guys got a copy? I'm on like
Yep.
earbuds right now, so it definitely turned out better than how we started, and I'm excited. I'm looking forward to next season because of how we were able to finish it off. We're getting larger fields, we're getting better racing at the start, we're getting races. I think some of the best finishes in racing I've seen in Galaxy as a whole has been in this truck series. I go back and watch those races all the time. Like our Daytona race was insane. Our Talladega race was insane. Las Vegas was insane too. Michigan, poor Cody, but still, we've had some pretty great racing, pretty great finishes. I'm looking forward to seeing more in 2021.
So was the 2020 half season what you thought it would be? Is this where we're at right now? Is this what you envisioned when you brought this series on back in July?
I didn't know really what to expect when we made it. I wanted something to give other people some chances. I mean, you racing in Cup, you got Hickson, Ball, and Stone dominating like what feels like every race. I wanted to give some guys a chance that they could do well. I mean, and then Stone had to win like 3 races or whatever in this league, but that's a whole other issue. I'm joking. But yeah, I mean, it's getting where I envisioned though. It's getting there.
Well, now we look from. I was gonna say now we look from 2020, looking beyond to 2021. First off, can you give me any information? I guess we'll start it off. What information can we look forward to in 2021 in terms of the Galaxy Truck Series?
Better racing, but I'm hopefully getting more bigger and consistent fields like we've been getting. And this time we'll be able to have the playoff system, having the full season, have probably some fun events in between races since we'll have a bunch of bye weeks since we're following the real school. And it's definitely going to be really fun. I'm looking forward to it a lot.
So for anyone out there that ends up stumbling across our broadcasts, where can we find more information on the Galaxy Truck Series, potentially more information on signing up or getting involved?
You can always go to iRacing Leagues, the iRacing Leagues, and search up Galaxy Truck Series. We also have a website, Galaxy Truck Series at .wheelbleed.com. and our Discord, Galaxy Truck Series. And
Alrighty.
JCTV, who got you guys showcase our races, doing a great job at that. And if you want to see what racing in here is like, just go ahead and watch it. I think it will definitely be hooked.
Well, we appreciate that. Josh, you have any final questions here for Ryan before we turn him loose?
Well, I just want to say, Ryan, first of all, congrats on a great season. You and your entire admin crew. I just want to say congrats and really proud of how this truck series has turned out there, buddy.
Yeah, thank you. Definitely, thank you for your help, Josh. You've definitely stuck in with me when we weren't doing so hot. Well, and you've stuck in with us, and you've helped us get better. Helped us get to this point. Appreciate it a lot.
All right. Well, that's from one Galaxy Truck Series admin to the Galaxy Cup Series admin between Ryan and Josh. Great moment there. I want to thank you guys for that post-race interview. Gonna roll on with post-race here and get our final thoughts on everything wrapping up for the year. First off, Cameron Caldwell, thank you very much for pit reporting tonight. Give us your closing thoughts on the 2020 season.
Yeah, I think it was a pretty good start to the series. I'm really looking forward to 2021 next year. I think we can only go up from here. It did start off a little rough, I will admit, but we kind of all got that under control, and it was pretty smooth sailing to the end here, and we had a pretty good race to finish her off.
Alrighty, I'll pivot over to Cameron Stone now. Cam, you're an admin for the series. You were also a broadcaster. You're also a racer. I mean, any closing thoughts on what you've seen through this 2020 season of the Galaxy Trucks and looking forward to 2021?
Well, it's definitely been a wild ride from where we started. As Ryan and Caldwell already covered, this series was in dire straits there after the first 4 or 5 weeks. Ryan just needed some help there on the adminning part of this series. Me and Rich Petrucco and Caldwell stepped up and helped him, get this league where it is right now. And as Caldwell said, there's only room to go up from here. So I'm definitely looking forward to the league growing, getting a little bit even more exciting, getting some more drivers in here. Definitely looking forward to running a full season next year. And I'm just trying to fill any role I can to, help this league grow. I love everything we've got under the Galaxy umbrella. I try to be involved in as much as I can. So, getting the opportunity to admin this league, broadcast the league, run in the races, it's a dream come true for me. Love racing the truck, and I'm glad everybody was able to enjoy it. Glad everybody's able to enjoy the broadcasts, and just get down with us on Friday nights.
Alrighty, Josh, any closing thoughts on the 2020 season? We've had a lot of fun up here in the JCTV booth.
Yeah, all the way from when we started at Kentucky, you weren't in the booth with me, Eric. Rich Petrucco was. So when Rich and I started this season off, and John Dulaney took the inaugural win in the Galaxy Truck Series, I wasn't expecting what we saw happen throughout the entire season. It's been a great season overall, all the way from John's win at Kentucky to Jimmy Costarellos' win tonight. Everything in between. Definitely really excited for next year as well. I think Ryan, both Cams, Rich, the admin crew for the truck series doing a great job, and I'm looking forward to seeing what they all do for next year. And I'll tell you what, I don't like rushing time, so I'm not going to say I can't wait, but I'm looking forward to it very much so.
Absolutely. It's incredible what Ryan was able to accomplish this half season, and what you let him do under your wing, under the Galaxy wing, bringing full distance truck series racing to iRacing. Not really any leagues you'll find out there that can do that. Make sure you check out more information on the Galaxy Truck Series, both on, as Ryan said, on iRacing, also their website, galaxytruckseries.weebly.com. More information on those ends. Reminder, JCTV will be bringing you the Galaxy Indy 500 November 21st. Live broadcast of a full distance Indy 500 with the Galaxy drivers from across all of their disciplines of racing. The F1 League, the Cup Series League, the Truck Series League, and beyond. One more race to go in the Galaxy season for NASCAR. The Cup Series closes out their championship for tomorrow night over on 3 Wide TV. Make sure you check that out starting at 7:30 p.m. Eastern, where you see playoff drivers like Cameron Stone here in the booth with us go for a championship. 4 drivers go into Phoenix. 1 will walk out a champion. For the Galaxy Truck Series admins, Cameron Stone, Ryan Samuelson, Rich Petrucco. For Cameron Caldwell and his help with us in the broadcast booth this year. From Josh Coppernoll, my partner here at JCTV, I'm Eric Wineland signing off with you, saying congratulations to Jimmy Costarellos on 2 in a row to end the season. Congratulations to Alonso Chocano on winning the 2020 Galaxy Truck Series Championship. We will say good night. Stay healthy out there. Stay safe. We look forward to seeing you in a couple weeks' time here on JCTV for the Indy 500 and heading off to 2021 for the next Galaxy Truck Series season. Thank you all and have a great night.